And keeping with the Disney theme, we have a lot of Disney. We have this is actually vintage.
I found a stack of records in my attic today, an Elvis picture disc and Kenny's big old hay. Put 'em up on eBay for the day was done. Watch the bids roll in till the morning sun.
Welcome everyone to the video. Welcome to the channel. This is the Tuesday show. We're gonna do some what solds, a couple of quick talking points, and that's about it. So like the video, thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you think of the video, what you think of the what sold, what I talk about, anything like that. But man, happy Memorial Day to everyone out there as well too. It is Memorial Day, the day I'm actually filming this, but every Monday. So those of you that know, those of you that have been watching, every Monday I work at the hospital. I needed that hospital duty day. So, and with weekends at the hospital, you just never know. I'm sorry, not weekends, holidays, holidays in the hospital. They could be incredibly dead or in just crazy. There's no in between. So it was one of those crazy days. Oh, I was trying to get a patient over to another hospital. It was just everything was working against me. So that's it. I'm done. Now, the rest of the week is all reselling associated with reselling now, the rest of the week. So orders actually today. So I didn't have to worry about going to the post office today, but that just means there's going to be a lot of orders tomorrow that have to go out. You have that extra day. So we have the extra day of sales on Monday that still have to get out to the post office. So that just means a more fuller car than normal. And then I kind of put off just, packaging stuff up and all. I just kind of put it off. I'm like, I'll work on Tuesday. I'll work it out on Tuesday. And then come Tuesday morning, I'm running around getting everything done. But I wanted to bring up a couple of things. And there's a lot of channels. I watch a lot of channels. I watch a lot of reselling content. I watch all kinds of content. I just usually have it playing in the background. I'm just listening to it. This morning when I was working out, I was listening to some podcast or YouTube channels, whatever you wish to call them. And one of them I was listening to, they were talking about these shoes that someone found, and they were talking about, oh man, those are incredibly valuable. There's listing for $1,000, listing for $1,700, and people are asking these prices, crazy prices. And in my opinion, that's a little what's the right word? A little I was gonna say, what was I gonna say? Irresponsible. I was gonna say a wrong word, but irresponsible to kind of throw those numbers out there when they're just asking prices. And I know that a lot of these people are just part-time resellers or reselling as a hobby. And so I've talked about this. You always got to think of that how someone presents their advice and everything. Where are they coming from? Okay. And so, and they have quite a large platform as well too on YouTube. So with that large platform comes, people come to watch, to enjoy the content first and foremost, but also to learn from there as well too. And why I think it's irresponsible is because a lot of people coming to learn are going to hear you throwing around these numbers for these shoes when it's not realistic. And the actual comps for the shoes are between $500 to $600. Still an incredible amount of money for a pair of shoes. But, you can't be throwing these like pie in the sky, these crazy numbers out there, which are just, because anybody can ask whatever they want. And everybody complains when people are looking, a lot of resellers complain when, they go to a garage sale or they go out to Goodwill and they're pricing at eBay prices. They're like, or they're pricing at what people are asking for on eBay. Or when you Google image something, you come up with prices that people are asking. And a lot of resellers complain about that. They're like, oh man, they're just looking up what's asking. But yet when you're a reseller and you're familiar with the business and you talk about the business and, not just maybe all your social medias regarding that as well too, reselling, you should show people what the proper way is to look up something and what the proper comp for an item would be. And so I just thought that was a little irresponsible of them just to kind of throw around that number and all that, kind of giving a sense of false hope as well too. Another thing too, I came across, someone was talking about some clothing that a celebrity had worn, and they were trying to sell it, and they're wondering why it's not selling, what's going on with it. And but yet the actual listing or them trying to sell, they have no provenance. They have, no information to back up the fact that it was worn by that person, other than we're just taking their word for it. They claim to have got it from, that person's family, but if there's nothing to back it up, there's no writing, there's nothing, not even a letter from the family stating that this came from so and so, and then you would probably want that notarized, or often, authenticated as well too. I used to deal heavily in authenticated sports memorabilia, autographs, primarily. I remember when PSA started authenticating memorabilia and everything. They were at shows. We would go to shows. We were getting autographs. We were getting items autographed and then reselling them for more. And then so we would get them signed, and then PSA was right there to immediately authenticate the items. So they were, everything was, watched. It was signed, authenticated, boom, and then you're good. And you get the little hologram sticker on your items. So that's very key to be able to get top dollar for it. It doesn't matter, I don't know, maybe if you have, I really wouldn't trust anybody with 100,000 subscribers, or maybe a million subscribers. I might trust them, them trying to sell me something that was formerly owned by a celebrity that I may want. But just take someone's word for it. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I'll pay you $10,000 because it was worn by so and so, with no information behind it at all. So you can't demand a price that an item would get because it was physically on a celebrity without any proof that it was actually owned by that celebrity. So, and that information was not presented in the video itself. And and all these people come across as experts in the field of reselling. Okay, we're just talking about resale or e-commerce space, or reselling e-commerce, whatever you want to call it. Because all companies ultimately are reselling something. They're getting it at some price and they're taking it and reselling it. Walmart, everybody, they're getting an item at a certain price and then they're going to resell it for another price. So, okay. Otherwise, let's move on here. Okay, let's get to the what sold. Again, I'm trying to keep these videos short and sweet. That was my goal, and less talking of other things other than what sold. But I like to bring these things up just because, because it's a long time till my podcast video comes out. Let's see here. Right off the bat, this is just a cool item. Now, this was not necessarily, there was no, are there any other, I don't think there were any other comps on this item. I think I did find it on other websites, but not on eBay. And eBay is kind of like the de facto way to look items up, because you can see, what's currently listed, but you can also see what is sold in the past as well too. So it gives you a good idea of what the market or what consumers are paying for items. And this one really didn't have any information, if I remember correctly. But me and my wife actually both saw this item at Savers, I believe, and we just thought it was just such a cool piece. It's actually like 3D art. It's just a wooden block is what it looks like, and it was carved out, or there may have been layers stacked together. Not really 100% sure, but it was incredibly well done. And I never even knew of this place until I found this item, this 17 East battery in Charleston, South Carolina. But we just thought it was really well done. And my wife had actually passed it up in the store, and then I saw it, and I was the one that actually picked it up. What do we sell it for? $16.20 and $6.84 what they paid in shipping. And this went in a padded poly bag. I always add additional bubble wrap. This had 4 layers of bubble wrap, just because it was a little more delicate because it is carved out. You can't really tell the picture, but it is more of a 3D looking image. So I just wanted to make sure it made the journey, safely to where it was going. But it's just subject matter here. It was all subject matter. It was just me, my wife, looking at the item and thinking this is such a cool item and I know I can get it sold. Not really paying attention to sell through rate. I looked it up just to see what kind of if there were any out there and seeing, what the prices might, what I could get for it is what I was looking for, and I couldn't find anything on it. And I was like, all right, we'll just kind of make up our own price. But just because it's rare or you can't find it doesn't mean you make up a wild price like $1,000 or $12,000, $500 or $100 in this case. You gotta be reasonable. And just based on items I've sold in the past, I can kind of come up with a price on many, many things that may not necessarily be out there in the eBay world or in the research world, I should say. Okay. Now this is a really cool item. I don't really show these. Let me move my tablet out of the way. I don't really show these uh high priced or anything, it's really that high, $100 or $120 because they are incredibly, you know, it's not that they're rare because we find them quite often, but it's not anything that for what we sell, I should say, for what we sell, it's not something you should be relying on in order to sustain your business, right? And I see a lot of people that just go into thrift stores looking for those $100 hits, $200. I want to pay $5 to make 100, make 200, 300, 400. And what do? They walk out empty handed majority of the time. But there are cases where, you're in a business and you're dealing with items that do cost that amount, like designer purses, higher end watches. And there is a place where, yeah, you're going to get $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 per item. But also your buy cost will more than likely be a lot more. And one thing you can see, when I go over to, if you watch my 13 videos, when I go over to the Goodwill boutique and you see some of the prices up there, I'm paying a lot more for items, but I'm hoping that return is going to be a lot more. So that's another thing to just keep in mind as well too. So if you are going to start selling those items in those higher price brackets, the buy-in cost is more than likely going to be more because those people know what they have. But what we do and what a lot of others do on YouTube, once you get those items that are up over $100 are rarer, but it's not something to really build our whole eBay business on. Yes, it's great. We do find them, and whenever they sell, it's like, oh, perfect. Or whenever you find them, it's like, oh wow, this is an amazing piece. We just found this great item, and then when it sells, it's like even better. So. But they don't sell all the time. They don't sell all the time. And I'll show you here, right here. And it is actually, and the reason why I even bring this up is because of its, it's just a cool item. It's a rare item, unique, and probably unique to where we're at. It's sold for $100 even, Silicon Valley. $100 even, $17.78 is what they paid in shipping, primarily because of the dimensions. It's fairly, large. I didn't want to bend it or anything like that. So I'm going to put it in its own box. So I don't have to crunch down the edges or anything like that. So it's a really, really cool leather Netscape. And if you recall Y2K, the .com era, Netscape was huge. Netscape lost to Microsoft and their Internet Explorer. And then of course, Google came along after that, but just a really cool bag, typically it's not a brand. So the official brand is, I think it's, I didn't even put it in the title because it didn't even matter really. I think it's Leeds or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. I can't really tell. I can probably look it up on my phone because I have the picture on here. But the actual brand just doesn't even matter. It's what is embroidered on. I think it's embroidered or stamped on or something. The actual brand is Monarch. It wasn't Leeds. There's actually Monarch. So that brand, just throw that word out. It's all about the Netscape right here in the middle, right there. That's what it's all about right here. That's what got this sold, and that's why it's worth $100 right there. The Netscape logo. So vintage, I sell vintage tech branded stuff all the time. I don't necessarily pick it up all the time. It really depends on the right brand. I don't pick up any Intel stuff unless it's something that's really, really cool or unique. but it's pretty rare. I can't tell you. Actually, I picked up an Intel coffee mug because I really liked it. It was a travel ceramic mug, but that doesn't really go for that much. So I don't want to pick up Intel stuff. Anything HP, Dell, no, they got to be something rare. Netscape's not around anymore, so I'm pretty sure a lot of this stuff is unique, and definitely waiting for the right buyer. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend picking this up unless you can get it for really, really cheap and you don't mind it sticking around for potentially a while, waiting for that right buyer. But they are out there. They are out there, and I sell this stuff all the time. So really, really cool. Just and NVIDIA is another. I actually have an NVIDIA tote bag over there. It's drying right now, tang drying. I just sent it to the wash. But really, really cool. There's certain items I pick up. And if you want to see what I pick up, check out my thrifting videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You'll see the actual items that I'm picking up actively in thrift stores and or the Goodwill bins. We're in the Goodwill bins of videos every Friday. Okay. So really, really cool piece here. Netscape. Oh, this one, it's went in a box, 1614 8. It's an 8-inch box, but I cut it down because it's not 8 inches thick. So I just cut that box down so I can so the shipping doesn't get crazy because the actual 2 inches are. I try to get it to 6 inches because the actual 2 inches make a huge difference when it comes to price. So I got to cut that down so I can get the right price and still make a little bit on the shipping. Okay, next. Now this is Disney parks. I don't think I can tell you Disney park stuff sells incredibly well. The popcorn buckets, souvenirs, all that. I have I like to sell the bubble wands. They don't sell for an incredible amount. So you can't get up. You wouldn't want to pay more than $3 or $4 for them. Maybe $4 is even too much. But the bubble wands do incredibly well. I have another one that's drying right now. I just cleaned it out. But the popcorn buckets can sell for incredible amount of money. And some of them just sell, like bread and butter price. What did this one sell for? My picture's off. Okay. Oops, I just passed it up. Oh man, did I not even take a picture? Oh, hold on. I wonder why my order of my pictures was looking weird. Hold on. Give me just one quick second. Let me find it. Just hold on. Popcorn. Why? But the reason why I bring it up, $29, 48 cents, $7 and $7.67 what it paid in shipping. I couldn't get the words out there. And this went in one of my 8x8x8 boxes. So really, really cool piece. But what is cool, and one thing to look out for is this. I don't know if they do it now because see the annual pass holder right here in the title. There was an AP marked on the bottom of this, and that signifies annual pass holder. And it's called Magic Key. Now we haven't been a annual pass or a annual pass holder or Magic. I think it's Magic Key now. Magic Key holder since they canceled our annual membership during the pandemic. So they canceled it, and then actually we just our kids are getting older. We weren't going as much as we used to, so it wasn't really. It used to be cost effective for us because we would go quite often, and now we really just scale back and going. Our kids are getting older. They have their own lives. My son was in soccer and my daughter was in dance, and they had their, schooling and everything. Schooling. As they get older, the school kind of matters more. They have more work and, there's more stress on them. And we didn't want to, because we used to, take them when the times at the park were the least busiest, which were typically when school is happening. And so that's when we would take them. So obviously, as they were getting older with more responsibility, we couldn't really do that. So we really scaled back, and we opted not to get the new Magic Keys at all. And so we just pay for the tickets like everybody else does. And we go, I think last year we went twice, and I think this year we're planning to go at least once around Christmas or so. Go down there. We'll see what the schedule is. We're going to Reno here soon. We're going to be going to Reno for a little bit, visit family as well too. So, but really, really cool. Keep your eye out for these. I know there's a lot of the annual pass holder. I don't know if they call it annual pass holder nowadays, like the special merch that they will sell for only those people that have those passes. But I know there used to be like special annual pass holder items, pins, popcorn buckets that you could purchase. Even when they would have like the special Halloween nights or uh, is it the Star Wars nights? I don't know if they have the Star Wars nights all the time, but they would sell certain merchandise when they would shut down the park to regular guests. And I know because I have a bunch of the Halloween stuff. I have a bunch of the Halloween stuff from that were only sold when you were in there during the Halloween night. Either way, really, really cool. Keep your eye out for those annual pass holder things. And staying on the theme of popcorn buckets, and if you watch any of my thrifting videos, you know I pick up these special edition popcorn buckets from time to time. Not all of them. I did pass up one recently that just wasn't worth it. But this was from the most recent trip to the movies. We saw Lilo and Stitch in the movie theater. Actually, we saw Final Destination when we got this, and we did go watch Lilo and Stitch. However, it was completely I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. But I had a feeling this movie was going to be huge, and sure enough, it looked like it was being huge. And everywhere on Friday, Saturday, it was. I ended up getting tickets on a Saturday about 4 o'clock or so was when we went to go see it. But they were completely sold at every single showing. Then they were showing like at every single half hour at all the different theaters in our area, and they were all sold out. I mean, there you can get like maybe one seat on the far left side on the front row, and then one seat on the far right side on the far front row. But obviously, we're not going to do that. We're gonna, I'll wait. I'm not gonna. Yeah. Back in the day when I was younger, and we would go to the theaters, we'd have to see it opening nights. We wouldn't want to wait at all. And if you waited, beyond opening night, then you're a loser. What are you doing watching a movie not on opening nights? But now that I'm older, I don't really care. But either way, we sold the popcorn bucket for $28 and I know this one, $29.63. $7.67 is what they paid in shipping. Put this in a 12, 10, 10 box is what these go in. I don't really have to do too much with. I don't put bubble wrap around these. I just put packaging paper, and that's it. Just make sure it doesn't move around. But really, really cool. I mean, is it worth it? I mean, if you find it at the thrift store or garage sale or flea market for a few bucks, which is typically how I find them at the thrift store, it's a great flip. I bought this at the movie theater. My daughter actually they came with a little magnetic plush of Stitch. Yeah, that's his name, Stitch. I never saw the original cartoon all the way through. So the movie was actually the first time I saw the story all the way through. If it is the same story, I don't know. But it came with a little magnetic plush, and my daughter wanted to keep that. But if it had the magnetic plush, it was going between $50 and $60. So really, really cool. Another popcorn bucket I sold was, I can't remember right now. Oh, that's right, the Minecraft one. I bought the Minecraft one and I sold it. It was the one that was going crazy on TikTok, the chicken and the zombie on top of the chicken. And I sold it for, if I'm not mistaken, I think $40. But that was before it blew up on TikTok. And then after that, it was going for $60, $70, $80. I'm like, oh man, I should have held on to it. But either way, I sold it. Did I make money on it? It probably helped pay for the movie, the snacks that we bought and everything at the theater. So I picked it up, sold it, and my daughter kept the little dude. I guess we got the plush for free. And keeping with the Disney theme, we have lots of Disney. We have this. This is actually vintage Bath and Body Works. It doesn't have Bath and Body Works on it, but it has the that brand. This is the I don't even know how to pronounce it right. Slatkin Disney Tinkerbell Wallflower. So it's a fragrance holder right there. Really, really cool vintage. Sold for 33. I'm trying to go off memory here. Sold for $33, even $9.31 what they paid in shipping. I was hoping it would go for up over $40, but I have another one actually. I was hoping it would go for up over $40, but they sent me an offer for 33 and I accepted it. These were cheap. I know I got these for, I think they were for, I got 2 of them in 1 pack for $5. $4.99 was what it was over at Savers. I'm pretty sure it was Savers. But really, really cool, unique. I sell these wallflowers all the time. This is probably more on the higher end of wallflowers. I take that back. I take that back because, and I just remembered that the very moment I think the words came out of my mouth, I remember I just had a sale of another wallflower, or just these fragrance warmers. Let's slow down my speech so I pronounce it properly. It was a gingerbread house. It was from Bath and Body Works. And those are pretty much the only ones I look for at Bath and Body Works, because these designs, like I've said before, they'll come out and then they'll be gone. Can't get them anymore. I see the timer on my thing. $31.22. I'll show you. I'll flash it on the I'll just come on, open up. This is what it is right here. So this is. There you go. See a bonus one there. Bonus sale. So really, really cool. No, wait, this is not a warmer. Take it back. I'm just messing up everything here. No, this is a soap buddy. It's a soap holder. Well, either way, it's still from Bath and Body Works. It's a soap holder. Strike what I just said regarding the wallflower. This is probably one of the higher end wallflowers I've recently sold. I can't think of any other ones that I've sold, but really, really cool. $33. Keep your eye out for it. That should be the end, I think. Yeah, that's the end of the video, end of the what sold, end of the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Hey, you've made it to the end. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please like the video by hitting the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel by hitting my little round icon down below. It really does help us out here. Also, you'll find a couple of selections. You'll see a playlist of videos to watch, and my most recent video that I did upload.